I'm going to talk about something that always gets conservatives and people on the right worked up. You are not oppressed. You're just uncomfortable. No one has ever kicked down your door for saying Merry Christmas. No one is canceling you for being straight or white or religious. You are not being silenced just because somebody finally asked you to shut up and listen. That is not oppression, that is equality. I'm going to explain to you what real oppression looks like, where it's happening now, and why equality can feel like loss if you've always been the one in charge. Here's the truth. If you have never had to share power before, equality can feel like a loss. If you've always been the one at the front of the line, fairness can feel like someone cut in front of you, but what you are feeling is not persecution, it's equality. A lot of folks on the right are used to running the room and controlling the language, centering the conversation and getting deference and calling it normal. And the second they're asked to use someone's pronouns or read a book about racism or admit that maybe, just maybe, not everyone wants to live under their definition of freedom, suddenly they're the victim. Let's talk about why equality can feel like a personal attack. Social science has a name for it. It's called status threat. When people from historically dominant groups feel that their group's standing is slipping, they feel that as a loss, even if no one took anything from them. That feeling feeds into what's called a zero-sum mindset. If someone else rises, I must be falling. The research on status threat and zero-sum beliefs is not subtle, but it is consistent. Equality can feel like a loss to those who've had a head start. Think of it like this. If you've always been the only person with a microphone your whole life, the moment a second microphone turns on, your brain hears that as you being muted. You're not being muted, you're just not the only voice anymore. The First Amendment protects you from government censorship. It does not force private platforms to host you. It does not force an audience to like you. It doesn't guarantee you a stage or a publisher or a Netflix special. That is not how rights work. If the state arrests you for your speech, that's a First Amendment problem. But if a sponsor drops you because you said something that was fucking asinine, that is a consequence, not a rights violation. So when someone yells, "I'm being canceled," ask them a simple question. Did the government silence you, or did people decide they were done listening to your bullshit? Now the hypocrisy. Free speech until the rainbow flag shows up on your block. Small government until your child's bookshelf needs a permission slip. Protect the children while banning books written by and about those very kids. The data shows that the bans concentrate on marginalized voices. That is the point. That's what's happening. PEN America tied it back to psychology. If you believe the world is zero-sum, any gain by them feels like a loss to you. That's how you get the mental gymnastics. We're saying happy holidays equals persecution, while the state banning healthcare or books somehow equals freedom. Listen, oppression is not someone disagreeing with you. It's someone taking away your rights. You don't have to agree with everything. You don't have to agree with any of it. But pretending that you're under attack every time someone asks you to grow is not courage. It's a fragile privilege throwing a tantrum. So the next time someone screams they're getting canceled, ask them, are you being silenced or are you just not in charge anymore? Because if your freedom depends on no one else having any, it was never freedom to begin with. Being uncomfortable is not oppression. It's how growth starts. If you refuse to be uncomfortable, you were never oppressed to begin with. And listen, if you guys are tired of fake victimhood drowning out real harm, share this. Drop a comment with the most ridiculous oppression claim you've ever heard, and I'll pull the receipts and do a follow-up. As always, like, follow, subscribe. I appreciate the support, and remember, I am not the dark left. Together, we are the dark left. Please join me and continue to help call out the bullshit and bring some sanity back to the conversation.